Hello boys and girls, rabbits and squirrels. Welcome back to NC, Texas. This video is going to be about cruising, in particular the Carnival Cruise Line, because that's all I have experience with so far. This is mainly for the first time or limited time 1 or 2 cruises. Just some little tidbits, things you may find interesting, things you may find useful. But first, today is October the 15th, Monday night, about 7 o'clock. And 2 days ago, I babysat my 2-year-old granddaughter. And it got a little crazy. Here we go. Why do you have your eyes closed? Come on. Let's sit. I think that went well. So, concerning the Carnival Cruise Line, the only line that I know anything about really, except things I've heard about the other ones, we'd like to go on the Royal Caribbean line eventually, and we will. So, let's say you've decided where you're going. Now, Carnival has like 16 different ports they sail out of. And you choose which one. Maybe it's closer to home. Maybe it has the itinerary that you want, whatever. And all right, you can go online. You can go to the Carnival website and pick your cruise. You know, how long, the destinations, the port you're leaving from, the whole 9 yards. Make your booking right there. Or you can go through a travel agent. Now, we have used a travel agent the last couple of times, and we've done both. Okay, there's advantages and disadvantages either way. It just depends on your situation. I will tell you this: if I'm flying in, I'm going to use a travel agent and just get the whole thing into one big package and have it done. If I'm driving in, it's not that big a deal. If you go online with Carnival, you may get more money on board per room than you would get going through a travel agent. Depending on the cruise, depending on is it a new ship, is it a long cruise, whatever, it may be just as well go through the website as a travel agent. But a lot of times the travel agent can save you money, and a lot of times, like I said, if I'm flying in, that's what I'm doing, okay, because it's going to be comparable. All right, so you've booked it, you know where, when, how, what, you got it all down. Next thing you need to do is get the Carnival Hub. And at first, leading up to your cruise, it's not going to do much for you, but it's fun because you can do a little countdown, 150 days, 98 days, 50 days, 4 hours. It'll count down until you get on that ship. Once you get on the ship, you hit a little button on the app, and then it knows you're there. And that opens up all kinds of information. And by that, I mean, you can find out when the shows are. When the specialty restaurants are open, when how many hours a day, sea day or port day, this is open, that's open, when's this run, when's this work, you can find out anything you want to know. There's also a chat button where you can speak with other members of your party or people you meet on board, just by looking up their name. But you make appointments. Hey, I'm gonna be on the Serenity deck at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Meet me there. I ain't gonna be able to make it, but hey, meet me at Guy's Burger at 12, whatever. But you can sit there and talk to each other, and it costs $5 per person for the whole cruise. And it doesn't mean you have to get the Wi-Fi package. Get the Wi-Fi package if you want. That's up to you. I've heard mixed results, good and bad. It just depends. I don't need it because when I go on a cruise, I don't want to be contacted. I'm away from the real world. I'm on a ship. I'm going somewhere. I can be gone that long and be out of contact. So anyway, now you're on board. There's things about the ship. One thing I want to tell you, pixels. Okay, they're going to be taking pictures of you all over the place. If you'll stop letting them take a picture, they will. And you may as well. You may want to buy one at the end of the cruise or somewhere along the line. You can leave those pictures on the Carnival Hub. And you don't have to go to Pixels. If you want to, it's fine. They have these big screens. It's just touch touchscreen, and you can pull up the pictures that have been taken of you. It's really cool. A lot better than thumbing through, you know, glossy 5x7s like they used to do it. Okay, so you're on board, and I've got a dog staring at me, and you're trying to decide when you want dinner. Well, that you choose during your booking. Do you want early dining, late dining? Early dining's 6:15, I think. Late dining's 8. Then you have anytime dining. Anytime dining, it means just that. But you can make reservations. We're gonna be there at 7. Okay, give them your room number, that sort of thing. Early dining is nice if you're gonna go to the show, because you go in, you eat, you get out, you go to one of the shows, and you're, you know, by 10 o'clock you're done and ready to, you know, go jump in the pool or something. I kind of like the late dining because I find that I'm walking around the ship eating all day. I mean, there's that 24-hour soft serve ice cream. I'm sorry, I'm like a little kid when it comes to that. But anyway, one tip I want to tell you. On Carnival ships, and it varies from ship to ship, but generally somewhere between, like on the Vista, I think it was 5, 6, and 7, decks 5, 6, and 7, you go forward. That's the front of the ship. You go forward, and you're walking past all these staterooms. You get to the very front, and there's a door on the right. You can go out that door, you come around, and you're at the very front of the ship. You're literally standing right under the bridge. The bridge is right above you. It's really cool. We always do it at night. I started to get a video of that on my last cruise, but it was so windy. It is windy. When you're at the front of the ship and it's cruising across the Gulf of Mexico or wherever, it's going to be windy. But I think on the Triumph, the Freedom, the Liberty, I think it was 6 and 7. But the Vista's like 5, 6, 7. It's several floors. Might be something fun to do, you know, especially like on the last night of the cruise. Now, I talked to my sister about a few things because she experienced our last cruise differently than I do. She always does. There are things that she wants to do that I don't, and vice versa. So I also asked her about things that they used to do on the ships they don't do anymore, that she missed. Well, one of them was the midnight buffet, where they had this big ice carving, had food all over the table. You know, you go in for the midnight buffet. My mom would never stay up past 10 o'clock. But when she's on a cruise ship and they have midnight buffet, she would go to that thing every night. Now, she'd go to bed right afterwards, but she would stay up long enough for that. And yeah, it was kind of nice. Had, you know, big ice carvings. And they also used to do, they had watercolor classes where they would teach you to paint with watercolors. I don't know, it's kind of cool. I don't know where else you learn that. She said she missed, well, she didn't miss it. She was glad it was gone. The hairy chest contest. Sorry, it's still there. I see it all the time. I've been recommended for that sucker, but I never did it. So anyway, I'm gonna check. There's some tips that she gave me, and I think I had a couple written down. I pretty much already told you. Oh, don't forget, when you get on board, you probably already know this, airplane mode on your phone. First thing when you get on board. Well, I mean, while you're sitting there at port, that's fine. Just don't forget, put it on airplane mode. Yeah, so I'm gonna check with her. There's some things that I wanted her to contribute. I'll be right back. Well, of course, my sister is a little shy about being on YouTube, so she sent me a text. I'm just gonna read this, all right? One thing she found out, she has a bad knee. It really bothers her a lot, and so she has a walker. Well, when you make reservations for your room, they'll give you an option of special assistance, meaning wheelchairs. Well, if you've got a walker, get that room, because the walker doesn't fit through a regular door. She had to take the thing apart. It was a pain just to get into her stateroom. So keep that in mind. If anybody in your party has a walker, it doesn't matter, you know, if they're in a wheelchair or not. If they have a walker, it's not going to fit through the front door. So keep that in consideration. she said the shows were great. She loved, I don't really go to shows. I go to a comedy show every now and then. You don't want to take your kid to the late comedy show. Just saying. But she said the shows were great. Performers were talented, professional. They're very diverse. Songs, musicals. There's an 80s rock show. I remember that. I've seen some of that. EECC Travels, which has a YouTube channel, showed that almost that whole thing. And it was pretty cool. I was tempted to go to that one. Yeah, she says the IMAX shows, which is not on every ship. It was on the, or is on the Vista. It's on the Horizon. And trying to think of the Panorama, I think is the newest in the Vista line. I think it'll probably have it too. She saw a couple of movies while she was there. She really liked the Serenity Deck. And I like the Serenity Deck. It's very relaxing. There's 2 jacuzzis that you can crawl into. And with my back, I like jacuzzis. But she liked it. You know, it's got a salad bar. It's got a bar. And they supply towels. And it's really, you get away from the kids. It's nice. She brought up the fact, and I forgot about this. There's trivia games on Carnival ships. There's bingo, and you actually win real money. But they also have the Hasbro games. I know one of them I think is Clue, but there's several other games as well. Now, one thing I forgot to bring up, which I'm going to right now. Your cruise director means a lot. On the Vista, when we were on the Vista, we had the Flying Scotsman, Chris. I forget his last name, but he's a really cool dude. The guy's got a lot of talent. He can do anything, and that means a lot, you know, as you go along on your cruise. But if you can get the Flying Scotsman, get him. He wears a kilt. My sister liked tea time. I like tea time. I love a hot cup of tea, and the desserts at tea time are ridiculously good. And I don't have that much of a sweet tooth, but I will eat them because it's just so good. It's, I believe, 3 o'clock on sea days in one of the main dining rooms. You'll have to check which one, but it'll be in one of the main dining rooms. So check that out. The music. I can't say enough about the music. There's been good music on every Carnival ship I've been on. The Vista blew me away. There's these 3 violinists, and they were so good. And it was in the atrium. They played in the atrium. There was a jazz band that played in the atrium. There was a guy in his acoustic guitar. He was really good. I was really impressed. She was too. And if she had reminded me, I probably would have forgotten to say anything about it. She's a believer in the Cheers drink package, and if you knew my sister, that would surprise you, because I rarely see her drink a glass of wine, but on a cruise, and she's right, because you can get shakes. You know, it's not just for alcoholic drinks. You can get shakes, you can get energy drinks, you can get the fancy coffees, water, bottled water. It's all included. And once you pay for the Cheers package, all that comes with it, and it's unlimited. Except for the alcoholic drinks. And she's like me. She likes 24-hour soft serve ice cream. I saw a man talking to his little boy, and I was kind of joking around with him, and I asked him if they were having fun and everything. He says, yeah, and he looks down. The little boy was probably about 7 or 8, and they were at the water park, and they were both soaking wet, having a great time, the slides and everything. And so the guy looks down at his son, and he goes, so what's your favorite part of the cruise? And I thought, oh, here we go, the slides, or the water park, whatever. He looks up with a big smile on his face, and he goes, ice cream all the time. And I thought, I have a lot in common with that kid. Hey, subscribe, comment, ask me any questions if you have any. I think I've said before, we have other things going on. This cruise thing took a life of its own. I don't go on a cruise every week. I'll be going on more of them in the future, but we're going on a barbecue crawl and several different things coming up in the near future, and I'd like to bring you along. So subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Come along with me. Till next time, bye.